A full stop brings a pause in life. Or a thing. Whoa! Oh! An exclamation expresses a sudden emotion. But a comma brings a little pause. Just like the game of statue we play, there was a pause for a short while. है? So in today's episode, we are going to study comma in punctuation. So welcome to the channel of Ankur, Rendezvous in English with Lifestyle. So once again, we are back with the topic of punctuation. As it's a punctuation series going on, so we are once again going to study punctuation. So in the punctuation episode, we are going to study comma today. Comma. What is a comma? A person goes in comma. Have you heard about in the old Indian movies? It was very, very popular. A person goes into a coma and then suddenly he wakes up, remembers the past life and wakes up. But actually in real life, it does not happen. So coma means when a person goes in coma, what does it mean? That he is not in a state of hearing you. He is not in a state of listening to you, but is alive. Can't see, can't hear anything, can't do anything, but it's still alive. So comma in punctuation brings a pause for a short while. So today in this episode, we will study comma. Okay, so what are the uses of comma we are going to study? So the first use of comma is, it is used in the nominative case. Nominative case. If you had studied my episode of synthesis, you would definitely be knowing what is a nominative case. Nominate. If you remember, elections में nomination file किया जाता है. Nominative case क्या है? Let me once again remind you. In elections, nomination file किया जाता है. तो nomination क्या होता है? This nomination is giving your name, getting your name registered for the election, that I am going to stand in the election. So this nominative case means naming a person. While writing a sentence, when we are naming someone, we are specially mentioning someone, then that is nominative case. ठीक है? Nominative case or nominative absolute भी कहा जाता है. It is also called as nominative absolute. Okay? Understood? This is also called as nominative absolute. So, for example, how we would use it? Mohit, are you late? So what we are saying, we are mentioning Mohit. This is we are nominating him. उसको बोलकर, उसको कह के हम पूछ रहे हैं. We are especially mentioning the person whom we are talking to, and then we are asking or saying something. So we use a comma after the name. Got it? Virat, let us play. So Virat, let us play. So we are calling Virat and then saying, let us play. And this mentioning can not only just in the beginning of a sentence, it can also be in the end of the sentence as well. ये बाद में भी हो सकती है. जैसे, if we say, listen to me, Rohan. So whom are we saying? Rohan. So we spoke the sentence and then wrote the name. So when we are mentioning the same name, especially calling out someone for mentioning something, then we are supposed to use a comma. Okay? यानी कि हम nominate कर रहे हैं, specially किसी को बुला रहे हैं. So when we are specially calling someone, we are supposed to mention the name. Understood? The first rule of comma. So comma is very, very important, just as other punctuation marks, because comma comes in everybody's life. When there are certain problems, they are what? They are comma of life. जो problems आती हैं, वो comma होती हैं life का. ठीक है? And when we solve them out, the life goes on smooth. Full stop is the end of life, because man is a mortal being. Right? Now, the second use. Second use is it is using case in apposition. If you remember this also I told in synthesis and transformation. I have explained this. What is case in apposition? Case in apposition refers to when we are mentioning certain information about a subject and we are mentioning it along with the subject and we are distributing different pieces of informations नहीं याद करिए मैंने क्या बताया था informations नहीं होता plural अगर हमको word information का plural बनाना ही है if we really want to make the plural of the word information then we are supposed to write pieces of information. Okay. So when we are mentioning many pieces of information together about a subject, then we use case in apposition. For example, if we write Indira Gandhi, okay, now we mention the name. Whom we are calling? We are calling Indira Gandhi. ठीक है, कौन थी? Our Prime Minister, पुरानी Prime Minister थी. She was the Prime Minister of India. Late Prime Minister of India, our Prime Minister. So we mentioned our Prime Minister. Then we are saying something about her. Was a brave lady. We told these things. इंदिरा गांधी क्या थी? प्राइम मिनिस्टर थी और ब्रेव लेडी थी. हमने बोला. So when we are mentioning things in this way, then it is supposed to be case in apposition. तब ये क्या होता है? Case in apposition means a subject, it's in many pieces of information are given together. बहुत सारी information एक साथ दी गई हैं. तो जितनी बार information आएगी उतनी बार हम कॉमा लगाते जाएंगे. नीरज चोपड़ा नाम सुना है? नाम तो सुना होगा. I hope you would have heard the name of Neeraj Chopra. कौन है नीरज चोपड़ा? The javelin thrower. So the javelin thrower. फिर इन्होंने क्या किया? ओलंपिक गोल्ड जीता. वन द कहाँ के हैं? Which state he belongs to? Of course, India. Whatever it is. Won the Olympic gold. So, which state he is from? He is from Haryana. So, we wrote Neeraj Chopra. We wrote information about him that he is a javelin thrower. And then we also gave another piece of information that he won the Olympic gold. So, when many pieces of information are clubbed together, जो अलग अलग जानकारियां किसी सब्जेक्ट के बारे में एक साथ मिलाई जाती हैं, तो बार बार एंड नहीं यूज किया जाता है. We can simply make use of comma and write. This is called as case in apposition. क्या कहते हैं इसको? Case in apposition कहते हैं. ठीक है? समझ में आया? See, this is something which I have already told you earlier. Have I not? So whenever you are clubbing many pieces of information together, then you are supposed to make use of comma every time. हर बार comma का use करिए. कहीं पर doubt हो तो आप हमसे पूछ सकते हैं बेझिझक. ठीक है? Without any क्या कहते हैं? झिझक. Hesitations in English. You can simply ask me. Now, the next rule is when there is a participle phrase. ठीक है? When there is a participle phrase. If you remember what is a participle? Everything I have already explained. Participle phrases for separation. So participle phrase में separation के लिए हम use करते हैं. Participle कौन से होते हैं? 3 तरीके के होते हैं. Present, past and perfect. If you remember. So when we are using those participles in a sentence, for example, seeing a tiger, he ran away. So we make use of comma here. Tiger देखकर. ठीक है? So seeing a tiger, we make use of a comma here because we are separating the participle. We are separating the participle, so we are supposed to make use of a comma. Okay? Similarly, Having finished what? Having finished his work, he went to market. So having finished his work, he went to market. अपना काम खत्म करने के बाद वो market गया. So what we are doing? We are separating the perfect participle with this. So whenever there is a participle separation, we are supposed to make use of a comma. दूसरा कोई सेंटेंस देख लेते हैं. Having done shopping, she went back home. शॉपिंग खत्म करने के बाद वो घर गई. So having done shopping, एक काम हुआ, उसके बाद she did another thing. So what I want to say is that whenever we are writing two participles together, a perfect participle and a sentence together, participle के साथ sentence बनाते हैं. Whenever we are making a sentence using participle, then we are supposed to make use of a comma. तब हमें comma लगाने की जरूरत है. We are supposed to make use of comma in order to separate the. I hope you understand. You are good learners, I know that. So you can definitely understand. है ना? So a lot of hard work is needed, guys, in order to do good, in order to do something different, something worthwhile. Learning is not a one-day process. It's a constant. Perseverance is needed, dedication and hard work. It should be mixed because unless you devote lots and lots of time, then until then it is not easy to learn. Shortcuts may उन्होंने. If you have read the poem of the Robert Frost, The Road Not Taken, what he has said, two roads diverge in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. I chose the one which has made all the difference. I chose the one where no tread has trodden where. What he wants to say is that he does not want to make use of shortcuts in his life. He wants to make use of a proper channel of learning things, doing things in a proper way. Because unless and until he is not making use of proper channel of learning, he won't be able to succeed at the end. Shortcuts से क्या होता है? You want to earn money, you can steal, you can kill someone, you can snatch somebody's money. And another way is that according to your age, you develop your capabilities, you do a course, you complete your proper studies, and then you run a business or do a job, or according to your talents for singing, dancing, playing, you choose any other profession. So for that, the constant training and efforts are needed. So that is how this path leads to success. It says in the end that has made all the difference. So shortcuts should not be used. This Robert Frost was the same poet who inspired our first Prime Minister of Independent India, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. को इंस्पायर करने वाले यही थे. समझ में आया? So you also should be inspired. You also should feel that if you are making efforts, then your efforts are not going to go wrong. So keep learning with Ankur. In the next episode, we are going to deal more with comma. Have a good time. Bye.